Okay, I've got a situation, a client who's worked with me before. She has basically, she's been abused at work. Well, not abused. She's been, well, yeah, you might as well say abused. She's been victimized by the other girls in the workplace. She has been picked on because she's hitting targets, and basically she's doing a lot better than certain people in that particular shop. So it's got to the point where there's lies being told, and she's in a situation where she is going to be brought to the officials based on lies to do with fraud, but it's not fraud, it's lies. So what we want to do is we want to completely sour what case they have against her, which is not much. So I have the photographs of all the people that are against her. So that's the psycho woman that brought the whole issue to a head, and a few other names. And this is going to be the sour jar, and I'm going to put in it bits and pieces to confuse the issue. Uh, Also, I'll do a honey jar. This will all be in the same video, and the honey jar is basically uh, it will be sweetening her towards the woman who makes the final decision on the company in general. So I'll use the company's letterhead, or sorry, the website. I'll print off their, the banner kind of thing. And uh, but this at the moment, this is basically to sour the situation, the people, that are all going to be involved in that little meeting that she's going to be having very soon. Also, I'd just like to say that I'll be calling on Belial, King Belial, the Lesser Key of Solomon. Belial doesn't like authority, as I've mentioned many times before. If anyone wants to know a little bit more about Belial, I will read from this book. Often identified with Satan, confusingly as both as minion of Satan and sometimes as another name for Satan as well. His name comes from the Hebrew meaning without value or without worth. I've heard him being referred to. Among certain sections of the Jews, this demon was considered the chief of all devils. He is both the angel of the lawlessness and the king of this world. Belial is also mentioned in the book of Jubilees. Uncircumcised heathens are considered to be sons of Belial. Belial is considered the source of the seven spirits of seduction that enter men at birth. The source of impurity and lying, and the spirit of darkness. Lord of lies is one of the lesser evils, part of the great evils of the burning hells. I'm not sure. To me, Belial, I keep reading from the Law Milo Duquette book, which to me, Belial, when they say, lawless without worth, and, kind of explains it more to me that he just doesn't like to be put in a box kind of thing. Belial is, he's a god of left-hand path ascension, and Belial will help you if you have something in your way. I think he's very good with court issues, anything to do with law, personal ascension. So I have to be quick because this video, I've got a time limit on it. So anyway, folding this away from me, that is the blade cheese. I'm going to put destruction powder in there because they deserve that. I'm just going to pop that in. So I hand drew the sigil of Belial, but if you want, you can basically freehand it over not freehand it, you can freehand it, there's no problem there. I've just done that. You can print it off and go over it with a pen whilst calling him. I chant the N, and sometimes I call him a different way. But I will address that in a different video. Some sulfur. Some chili. I'm going to get some poppy seeds in here as well, because poppy seeds are good for confusion. I also put some confusion oil on the little photographs. Devil's dung. Stink out that case. Some cayenne pepper as well. There's one woman in particular who is a real nasty piece of work, and we're going to be doing some separate work on her as well. This woman is batshit crazy. Okay. I'm going to fill it up with some vinegar to sour everything. You put some sharp bits and pieces in there. I'm going to put in some rusty nails. You could go with shattered glass, anything along those lines. Let's see. Get them tangled up, excuse me, and some Spanish moss as well. Let's not make it easy for them at all. And even get them arguing amongst each other with some more water. Now, your name is not in this, of course. This is just the names of people that are against the client. Sorry, I'm talking to the client. So Belial will work on the sour working and on the honey, the honey sweet jar. Yeah. My advice is, if you have never worked with Belial, and that's the petition, always write the petition. I like to write it in the present tense, but each to their own. What was I saying? Yeah, if you haven't worked with Belial before, I would be careful. Like I said, I want to double check that. Belial, to me, Belial, let's be frank, I don't think he's a good spirit to start with if you're working with the Goetia. If you want to do this, you could call on this one of the saints. Saint Expedite is very good as well. But I've worked with Belial for many years, so I sort of know what to expect. But for other people, I would sort of steer clear. I'm just showing this as, basically showing the client the video, and it will most likely be uploaded. So if you work with Belial, I could, go with this, but if not, I would steer clear. There are many saints that are, if you're into that, and there's other spirits from the Lesser Key of Solomon you could work with as well that are maybe just a little bit more tame, because Belial, he can be he can be a handful. Anyway, I'm going to work on this. This will be shook up and get everything confused, and we'll sour their case. And I'm gonna put you on pause, and I'm gonna come back when I'm doing the honey jar. It'll be a different day, but I'll come back and we can run these two videos together. And I really hope everything works out. So one moment. Okay, so we're back, and I have some photographs and some honey. I have to be careful, I'm not showing photographs. Okay, so it's a petition basically saying that everything will go well. I will pop that in the jar like so, along with some honey to sweeten the situation. Always seeing in your mind's eye the successful outcome. You could also burn some, if you have brown or orange candles on this. If not, white is appropriate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put in some Wall of Fire, which is a little protection powder. Okay. Sugar for sweetness. Some eyebright for the truth. Okay, let's see. Convince oil, because we want her to keep her job. We want to convince them. That's some crown of success. And let's see. Protection powder. If you're doing something similar and you don't have all these, just go with what you do have. Okay, let's see. There's something missing. Let's see. Yeah. That's like a court oil, okay. And we want some paste powder in there, just for everything to, run smoothly. I think that's it, because I don't want to overdo it by putting anything else in, like calamus root. I just don't want it to be too much. I'm just putting some energy in there. I like to blow some life into these jars. Okay, and I'm going to pop the lid in that, and I'm going to get that. I only shake these once, and I'll get a candle on top of that ASAP, and we can see how things go. I've asked the client to carry the seal of Belial on her the day she goes in for the meeting, and we can see how things go. Like I said, there are other spirits out there to work with. I'm merely showing the work for the client. I could have sent this privately, but at the end of the day, sometimes I like to show what I do. So just to say that they're Saint Expedite. I've used Saint Expedite. Well, I've called on Saint Expedite for court work before, and he's been quite good. And fast working too. So it's thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. I better go. I'm nearly at my 15 minutes. And I'll speak to you all again soon.